Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us with Cheers for Charity New Hampshire. I'm Lisa Kessler from Kessler Insurance, and we have another great interview for you today. But first, I want to introduce my dear friend, Joanne Burchak.
Hi, Lisa. Yes, I'm Joanne Burchak. I'm with Lighthouse Physical Therapy, and I have the pleasure this morning to introduce Susan Ford, the last name from my friend's place, and they're located in Dover, New Hampshire. And Susan, we look forward to hearing from you what the organization does and how you serve our community. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Again, my name is Susan Ford. I'm the executive director at My Friend's Place in Dover. We're a homeless shelter, emergency homeless shelter and transitional housing program where we serve single men, women, and families at the shelter and families in our transitional housing program. So the emergency shelter is a house nestled in a nice quiet neighborhood. If you drove down our street and passed us by, you probably wouldn't even know that we were a shelter here. Unless you saw our little itty bitty teeny tiny sign out front. And we like that. Our community is nice and quiet, where we serve people that are really interested in changing their lives, and that's our hope. We serve roughly 150 to 250 150 to 200 individuals every year, and roughly about 42 to 47% of our numbers every year are children under the age of 18. We've seen some interesting trends in the last few years. When I first started doing this gig at a different shelter about 10 years ago, we served a lot of families with young children, young individuals, and that's really changed over the last few years. We're seeing a lot more families with teenagers and a lot of older adults. Last night we had 2 adults living in our shelter that are over the age of 70. We had a 75th birthday for an individual a few years ago. So we're seeing a lot more older people and a lot more singles than normal. And I don't know what to attribute that to, more than there's just a huge lack of affordable housing out there. We're seeing longer stays in the shelter. Our numbers used to be 200 to 250 people every year, and we're serving less people, not because there's less homeless, but because people are staying longer. It's taking longer for them to find affordable housing. A healthy housing market is somewhere around 7%, and we're seeing less than 1%.
Wow.
COVID-19 has been so wonderful to everyone out there. I don't think there's a person on this earth that hasn't been affected in some way by COVID-19, which I don't think you can say that about anything in the past 20 years. The shelter certainly has seen some dramatic changes. We lost all our volunteers. We can't take any new ones right now. So we're staffing more, which has raised our costs considerably. It's also decreased our ability to fundraise. We lost our bingo fundraiser for 3 months, and that brings in anywhere from $6,000 to $8,000 a year in our budget. That's roughly 25% of our budget. And although we're back at it, we're not seeing nearly the revenue that we've seen in years past. Fundraising is definitely interesting.
So can I?
Yes, I was just going to say questions.
I know. I feel like I have so many questions about your facility and how it runs. So 200 to 250 people is a lot that go, through your facility. So how many can you house at any point in time? So, it sounds like some of your rooms must be larger. Are they private rooms? Are they?
Yep. So the singles share rooms, and we have 10 bedrooms right now. We have 1 bedroom that's really kind of a hallway that we tend not to use unless we absolutely have to. So roughly 9 bedrooms that we use all the time. And we have 2 bedrooms that have 5 beds in them. bunk beds, 2 bunk beds and a single. And we've served up to 8 people in that room, depending on the size of the individuals, babies, pack and plays versus beds. And they have their own bedroom, but the singles will be doubled up. So right now I have 3 single females in a room and 3 single males in a room.
And then what about feeding all of these people? How?
So we're an independent living shelter. So everybody has the capacity to store and prepare their own meals. We do some house meals, but not like three times a day for everybody. Everybody kind of cooks and prepares their own meals. And we do have a pantry. We purchase milk and bread and butter, and we have a dry pantry, and we have a couple of grocery shoppers that shop for us for fruit and vegetables. But we're always looking for more of that. We don't see enough fresh produce or meats right on an ongoing basis.
So it sounds like a lot of the food is then shared amongst everybody in a.
Yeah, so we have like a pantry of canned goods. So we'll tell people, save your food stamps, go buy meat, but use our canned goods to supplement your meals.
So Susan, how do people find out about you? So there's someone who all of a sudden finds themselves about to be homeless or currently homeless. How do they end up there? Like, how do they even know that exists?
A variety of ways. Sometimes they know because they've been to a shelter before, or they've used city welfare services before. City welfares obviously are very aware of us. The police are very aware of us. 211 is the homeless hotline for the state. So if you're in need of substance abuse issues, or our shelter, you can call that number and they'll give you numbers to area shelters in the state. But people can find us any way they can.
And you said a lot of your staff had been volunteer, and now you're forced to actually hire people into those positions.
Yeah, we had 40 to 60 hours a week covered by a volunteer. Yeah. And now we're staffing all but maybe 15 hours. So our payroll budget has gone up considerably.
If people wanted to donate or in any way help out in the organization right now, what is the best way they can either give, or how do they know what to give? Do you have that information listed on your website?
I do. So on the website, we have a list of ongoing needs that we always take whenever. You can come by and drop off some glass cleaner or all-purpose cleaner. We're going to use that no matter what, anytime. We're never going to turn it away. Same thing with perishables or any kind of foods, really. The only thing that we're not taking right now is prepared meals from someone's personal kitchen. We're still taking stuff from restaurants, but not from personal kitchens. But any other kind of foods, as long as it's sealed, we can take it. And you can find that list on the website. Sometimes we take furniture, but that's only by donation, by appointment. And then you can either donate money. We always need money or gift cards. Gift cards are great because, like, I don't have a budget for bras or underwear, but sometimes we'll get clients that literally have the clothes on their back and that's it. So gift cards are great. They don't take a lot of storage space, and I can go out and shop for that item that they need. And I can also get bananas if we need that. But you can mail a check, and our address is on our website, or you can donate through PayPal, which there's buttons on our website for that as well.
Fantastic. Susan, you guys do such important work in our community. We are so grateful that you're there to help people when they need it. They need a safe and warm roof over their heads and someplace to help them, on their next step in their journey. So we're so grateful for all the work that you do. We are grateful for the opportunity to spread the word and let people know about the important work that you're doing for those in our community. So thank you so much.
Well, and thank you for having us. I will often say this, it's not just me, it's not just my staff. It takes a village to raise a child. We wouldn't be able to do what we do if we didn't have the support from the community and people like yourself to help us do that. So thank you.
Well, this has been our pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. You have a good day.
Thank you, Susan.